to the Eat for Beauty Food Diary Show, where we showcase the power of one's relationship with food, vulnerability, self-compassion, validating each other's relationship with food, and showing how the relationship with food is a tool for growth and fully activating your highest self. I'm Kayla.
I'm Milan.
I'm Saskia.
Great. And every week we come together to discuss our relationship with food on Sundays, as well as send each other a midweek check-in throughout the week to hold ourselves accountable, but also to offer support towards our relationship with food. This week, I chose the mantra by Rune Lazuli, and it says, if you want to become fearless, choose love. And I chose this because I've been getting in moments where my feelings are really difficult and I just want to eat. And sitting with myself in those difficult moments, instead of muting the pain, I'm just wanting to love myself through the pain and really hold myself and reparent myself and really give myself attention versus going to food. I really want to give myself attention. So that quote was really inspiring, and I really want to apply that this week. And my food inspiration comes from Leaves and Wanders, and she posted this really great raw treat, but what really captivated me was the caption, and it started off with, it's okay to eat more than others and have different food choices than others. And that really was grounding to me, because I'm learning that everyone has their own relationship with food. And she really talks a lot about food freedom, but in the way of fearlessness, it really has been an act of bravery to detach myself from what others are doing. I've always been like that as a child. Like, if someone's eating a lot of food, then I want to go eat food. And I'm really learning autonomy with my diet. And I'm grateful for the spaces and community now that are just shedding light on letting people be brave and creating a diet that really works for the individual. And it takes an incredible amount of self-compassion and kindness and reparenting to find a diet that works for each of us. And all three of us, we really support everyone in their food journey, hence why we even started this show. So Leaves and Wanders on IG, she's just a great representative of not skipping any steps in the food journey.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, Kay.
Yes. And I'll start with my emotional check-in with food. This week, again, like, just the really anchor and what I need to work on is just trust myself and trust my life. And I did make progress towards that this week. There was just times I did rush less, but no, I think I still took the same amount of speed towards the food, but I was just in less anxiety. And I'm just wanting to really calm down. And it really goes into the planning the next day, so that I know what has to be done, and so that I have like a calm relationship for the times that I eat. So I was doing a lot of smoothies again this week, which felt really good. My highs was I've been putting zucchini in smoothies, and that's created like a cream. They're really creamy when you blend them, when you blend zucchini. So I've been really using zucchinis as fillers. And second runner-up is this kelp noodle that I've had this weekend. I don't think it tastes good. Like, I wanted it to be like a truffle kelp noodles, but it felt good more than it tastes good. And I didn't really take time to to cultivate that, or to really refine that recipe, I just know I needed food right away. But I have the sauce left for like 2 or 3 more meals, and that feels good. Like that just feels secure that I have an easy, great, nutritious meal for the next 2 or 3 meals. But my overall high, my number one high with food was I planted strawberries, tomatoes, and herbs and blueberries this weekend. And that's really big for me because one of my personal goals is to have a robust, protected, and balanced garden. And I really feel like my heart is really opening to that. It's just becoming easy for me. And I took that time to do that yesterday. My lows is really using food to ground me. So in those difficult moments where I just feel fear, I want to eat and not necessarily stuff my face, but I just want to eat to mute the fear, or to feel that I'm strong enough for the fear. And I have this illusion that like I'm eating for strength to then get over my fear. But what I really, really need is just love. And I'm learning to give myself that love. So my takeaways for this week is really strategizing my food. And that looks like pulling out everything that I have access to, like everything in the fridge, everything in the pantry, laying out on the table, and seeing what combinations I can make out of that this week, so that I'm not like, in essence, living check to check with the food thing. Like, I just want to have a good idea of what my food situation is looking like this week. So that's me, y'all. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Kayla.
Yeah, thank you. That was insightful.
Yeah, I really took away from what you said about not having waste, because I had some waste this week, and I think really utilizing a shopping list. And I have an idea of what I need and what I really need for myself, but I had like not a substantial amount of waste, maybe like $5 to $7 worth of waste, but that's like money that I could have in my pocket. That's food that other people, it's just like I want to just be aware that there are people who don't have, and it's pretty much, I don't want to say shameful, because I don't want to like punish myself with my words, but just I could do better. And I think if I write a grocery list, I can do better by just knowing what I need and not getting too much, because I know what I need. So thank you for sharing that. I definitely needed to hear that.
So, I'm feeling good. Post my midweek check-in. I would say I'll just start with my low point, because that was really my low point, just waiting really late in the day to eat. As far as my high and low points, it wasn't really what I was eating. It was just the patterns and like the timing. So that was the main takeaway from our last talk, just about really thinking ahead about not only what I want to be eating, but when I want to be eating, and framing the day around that, and just being able to prioritize that for myself. It has made a difference. So that is like both my low and high points. So my low point was really like Monday or Tuesday, when I didn't eat till like 5 p.m. and it really impacted my mood, and like it was just like it impacted the day, and it wasn't sustainable. But then my high point was really just the days after that, because I kind of reached a low and that backfired on me. I was just really inspired to think ahead about when I wanted to eat. And yeah, I was just like Kayla and I were having a meeting. I was like, I need to eat lunch, or we should eat lunch between this time. Like, I've been just saying, like, accounting for that first rather than after. Work is done. So that's been like a big breakthrough for me. I definitely could improve on it. I don't want to be so anal to schedule every little thing. So I don't want to say I have to eat at this time every day, because I do want to also listen to my body, and I also want to, just keep it fluid, because I'm already so hyper planning and I have like 15 alarms. So I don't want to like make it another chore. I just want to think ahead about how it flows with the day, the night before, the morning of, and also just be in tune, be in my body so I can feel like those signals. And pretty much, yeah, those are my highs and my lows. A really anchoring meal from this week, which I'm going to share in the video, is the pizza that I made, the alkaline pizza. That was really good. The best part of it was that I had some left over, and I just I haven't prepared meals at night for the next day in a while, but that was really, it impacted the ease of like the following days, just that I had put all this time and energy. It was my first time making it myself. I had a salad left over, so then all I had to do was just make like smoothies, sea moss, all the other AM essentials, and I felt really grounded for the day. And then from that, I had leftover tomato sauce from the pizza, so then I made like a zucchini pasta the following day with the leftover tomato sauce. So that was helpful. So just thinking like ahead about how can I prepare something that I can eat later, and that will just give me more ease for the following days. Those were like big highlights for me. Takeaway, I do feel good about my food choices. I'm back on the sea moss, which has been really helpful. And I treated myself yesterday to like a nice iced matcha latte, which was really great. Even though it's caffeinated, I just feel really good with matcha. I feel like it has that energy and calm for me. So that was a nice treat. But the main thing, to be really honest, I was not as present with my food this week, and I didn't really make time for like a solid food meditation. And I guess that could be a good intention for me tonight. I do feel more grounded. I had to be grounded in knowing what I'm going to eat and actually designating a time for it. So I think I'm just like growing in increments, but I do need to make time for the food meditation. So that's my main takeaway. And yeah, and that really I think will be improved from what we talked about as far as going to bed on time. I feel like that will just ease the anxiety of the day, which will in turn allow me to relax when I'm eating and not feel rushed and all that. So that is me. I'm feeling good overall.
Yes.
I'm about to have like a more, I don't want to call it indulgent, but my family's having like an Easter meal. It's all vegan, but yeah, so it's gonna be a tasty meal.
What are they making? What are they making? What are they making?
I think like a gumbo, some veggies, cornbread, some like good stuff like that. I know my sister made a potato salad.
Right
Oh,
on.
that sounds good.
Yeah, not too crazy, but good, comforting food.
Right on. Sending love to just organization and peace to your diets all the way around.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you for sharing, Milan.
No problem.
Okay, so I have two highlights. I feel like I made progress with my snacking. And I think that the first half of the week I had enough snacks and I didn't have as many snacks as I would like for the second half. but I ate my snacks in a very like calm way. Like I really listened to my body and I just got to really enjoy snacking. Like even just the act of just like, it was interesting. I was like thinking and yet not thinking at the same time in like a perfect balance. Like I was like enjoying it, but then I knew I was enjoying my food instead of just like eating my food, like snacking and not even just being like numb to the act. And so the fact that I got to enjoy snacking was definitely a high point of the week. Um, I made progress on my chips because I was like really crushing chips, and I've like chilled out on that. I still ate chips and got to enjoy them, but I wasn't like going hard on the chips. So that was really good. In terms of what I made this week, I made collard wraps, and they were I made them last week and I made them this week, and they were very filling. And I didn't expect them to be as filling as they were, but I put like carrots, red onions, sprouts,
Wow.
Avocado. I think I said carrots. And I made a sauce out of cashew butter. I meant to get cilantro, but I used parsley instead, lime juice, and a date. And it was really good. And so that just like really filled me up. Then and to touch on what you said, Milan, you had leftovers, and that just kind of like helped move you into the next day. And I didn't realize it was going to be so filling. So I had some leftovers from the collard wraps. So that was really nice. Low point, I made like this gluten-free pasta with like some Beyond Meat and tomato sauce, and it would have been fine, but I ate it. I had like so much of it that I ate it for like 3 meals, and it really made me feel heavy. And I ate it like twice in one day, and when I was eating it, I was like trying to work. I guess my balance with my meals and my work when it was around that pasta situation was not working. Like I was just like working, and then I was like, I'm hungry. So I still like kind of, because I didn't have the snacks, it's all related. Because I didn't have the snacks, because I got hungry, then I wanted something quick, wasn't as connected with my food, threw the leftovers on the stove. And I didn't have salad with it because I just was like, I just need to eat. I need to fill my body up. So it was kind of just it was like off. So takeaway, I need more snacks. And yeah, also I tried the raspberry. I think I said it in my midweek check-in. The raspberry coconut yogurt, the Living Food yogurt. I really liked it, so I'm gonna get another one of them. Like I'm gonna do 2 this week because it was just a good way to incorporate like another living food, and I don't have to like do that much work. And it doesn't have like added sugar in it, and I just really liked how it felt in my body. So gonna add that. Their takeaway, when I went to the store in the beginning of last week, I did want to buy more yellow foods for my solar plexus. So incorporated those into the diet. I bought like a really beautiful heirloom yellow tomato. It was gorgeous. And I felt like I feel like my personal food meditations got deeper, and I really stopped myself from I just sat with the meditation and really said thanks for the food, and thought of people farming, and I really visualized the process that the food went through to get to me. And then also where I was sitting, I see the food that I'm growing, and just had a deeper appreciation of what it really takes. And also in one of my meals, I had some beef, because I'm still doing red meat once a week. And even just really like giving gratitude to the cow, and just like understanding like that was a sacrifice, and that I'm utilizing that and just saying thank you for that sacrifice, and just really going deeper into my food meditations. So, and then really just really looking at the vibrancy of the food, because the food that I've been making, there's a lot of colors, and it's just very vibrant, and it's just like very appealing to the eye, and just like I just love looking at the food and really taking it in. So in some ways I felt very connected, in other ways when I just was, when I, it's just getting to that point of hunger, when I'm like hungry, then I'm not connected with my food. When I'm like going so far past like the hunger, then I get crazy. And the last thing I'm going to end on is, when you're first learning about feeding your child, they talk to you about cues. And some of the cues, like when babies are hungry, crying is the last resort. And so when a baby is hungry, they'll like stick their tongue out. They're like this. And that means they're hungry. And I'm like this week wanting to understand what my hunger cues are before I get to like my crying point. Like really treating myself like a child, like a baby. Like, are you hungry yet? Am I like, what, like watching myself more, because getting to that point of no return is just detrimental. So that's my final takeaway.
Okay. Awesome. That was very inspiring, what you said about food meditation. I definitely am gonna take that with me for tonight for my meal and make it sacred.
Make it sacred. Make all of it sacred. If it's hunger, if it's crashing, if it's point of no return, but also listening to yourself, it's just all sacred.
Mm-hmm.
All sacred. All right, y'all. Okay, so that wraps up episode 2 of the Eat for Beauty Food Diary Show.
Thank you guys for watching. Let us know how you're eating, how your relationship with food is, any thoughts, questions you may have, and we'll see you next week with more updates, more self-compassion, growth on our food journeys.
Sacred, 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 sacred.
Thank y'all.
Peace, y'all.